A criminal investigation into former President Trump is entering a new phase in Georgia. The case is centered on Mr. Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the state's election results. Last week, 2 grand juries convened in Fulton County, which covers a significant part of Atlanta. It marks the first time prosecutors have issued subpoenas for documents and witnesses. District Attorney Fani Willis is investigating whether Mr. Trump violated state election laws during a January phone call with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Here's part of that conversation.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Mr. Trump lost Georgia to now President Biden by about 12,000 votes. Willis sent letters last month to Georgia officials, including Secretary Raffensperger and Republican Governor Brian Kemp, asking them to preserve any documents that could be relevant to the case. Those materials are expected to be an upcoming focus of the investigation. For more, let's bring in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's Washington correspondent, Tia Mitchell. Hi there, Tia. Nice to see you again. So what happens in this phase of the investigation?
Well, this is really the fact-finding phase. As you mentioned, the grand jury has been consulted, and we think that's about issuing additional subpoenas as prosecutors attempt to build their case. We also know that an expert in RICO laws, which is the racketeering and corruption laws in Georgia, has been brought in to work for the DA. His name is John Floyd, and he's not just coming for that case, but this case could be one of the, added to his list because Georgia has used its state RICO laws in the past for kind of conspiratorial accusations against elected or government employees.
Well, this investigation was prompted by that January phone call in which the former president urged Secretary Raffensperger to, quote, find him more votes. What else is the district attorney looking into?
Well, from what we have reported, she's looking into possibly if there is evidence that elected officials or public officials violated their oath. She's looking at accusations to see if there was election fraud. Again, she's looking to see if there was a conspiracy or otherwise other evidence that Trump and his supporters were working together to try to influence the outcome of the election.
Well, shortly after that call, the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia, Byung-Jae Pak, resigned. Do we know anything more about why?
We don't know much about that, and it's been speculated that that might also be part of DA Willis's investigation. He resigned very suddenly. Now, again, he is a Trump appointee, and most federal prosecutors expect to be replaced when a new president comes into office, particularly when that president is of a different party. But his resignation was very sudden. It was before Joe Biden was inaugurated. And there are a lot of questions about it that could be probed by the district attorney.
Well, Tia, why do some legal experts think the former president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, is also potentially at risk?
Yes. So Rudy Giuliani came and testified before a committee of the Georgia Senate. And during that testimony, he peddled a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and flat out things that weren't true and weren't factual. And he shared that again at this public hearing as evidence as to why he believed that Joe Biden had not won the general election in Georgia. So again, because he made those statements at a government meeting, at a public hearing, people are wondering if he possibly broke the law.
All right. Well, before we let you go, Tia, a major election bill passed the Georgia Senate Monday. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, this bill that passed the Georgia Senate would end no excuse absentee ballot. It would restrict people who wanted to vote by mail. You either would have to be elderly or live overseas or have a medical condition that the state determines gives you an excuse to vote by mail. It just won't be open to anyone anymore. And it's among the many changes that Republicans are pushing for after their losses in Georgia. The bill also would require additional identification for those who wanted to vote by mail. It's different than what the Georgia House has approved. But again, right now, no excuse absentee voting is something that has passed one chamber in the Georgia General Assembly and could become law this year.
All right, this, despite, as we have noted in the past, there being no evidence of widespread fraud in the elections. All right, Tia Mitchell for us. Tia, always great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.